and it jumped, and it was really good to see that. He settled down. Coach went out and talked to him, settled down, and hey, we got last at bat. Stay calm. I mean, we were winning the whole game until that swing, and as a coach, I wanted one more. I wanted one more. 3 compared to 2 is a lot at that time of the game. But I love the way the team responded. I mean, we stayed strong in the dugout, and we let it slip, but it wasn't over, and we had an opportunity to win and win the game right there in the bottom of the ninth. And when the count went 2-2, and then he threw an off-speed pitch to go 3-2, I think most everybody in the stadium knew that he was going to get a fastball, including Pompey, and he did what you do with it, and he deposited it.
Is a swing like that something you think could maybe propel Pompey, get him going?
Well, I would think so. He's had success in his career, and if he can get out of this, he could really help us. Obviously, he's a really good athlete. He can run. He's got power, and he's a very good defender. So I would think it's definitely going to help him. Do I think he's going to get 4 or 5 hits tomorrow? I don't. That'd be tough. They can really pitch, but it should obviously boost his confidence and make him, relax a little bit.
Coach, coming into this weekend, Mississippi State is one of the highest-rated offenses. What did you kind of tell your pitchers coming into this weekend of, you're probably going to get hit around, but how do you work around those situations?
Well, they have a good lineup, obviously, a good mix of left and right-handed hitters and some power up and down the lineup. They do a good job with 2 strikes, of just, slapping the ball around a little bit. So, what we tell our pitchers all the time, first off, get ahead of them, throw strike 1. And then you can go to work a little bit, but and don't walk them. You think about it. Run number 3 was hit by a pitch, and then a homer came right after that. So, yeah.
On the walk situation, you had 1 walk today from Helfrich, and it came late in the 8th inning. What more do you want to see kind of from out of your hitters? I mean, now part of that was because they were throwing strikes, but what more do you want to kind of see out of your hitters and earning walks and forcing? I mean, they did force a lot of long at-bats today.
Well, McPherson doesn't walk anybody. I mean, that's kind of the problem. He's good. He throws 97 miles an hour, and he doesn't walk very many. But you look at his numbers, he's going to make you swing the bat, and we did. There was 2 or 3 backward strikeouts that I wish that we'd have swung the bat at. But as far as the walks there, I didn't see us really chase out of the zone very much today. It was just he really just didn't give us an opportunity to walk.
I was talking to Coach O'Connor, so if you address this, I'm sorry. But just what do you think about the resiliency from your team, to have Mississippi State tie it there the way they did, and then you come back and, you're winners 5 minutes later?
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned it a second ago. I like the way that we came to the park today. I like the fight in the dugout. I like just the attitude of the team. They knew that they were in for a scrap tonight, trying to beat a really, really good pitcher and a really good team. And they knew that they really can't make any mistakes. We made one in the first inning, and Gackle pitched his way out of it. And, I like the way that they came in the dugout, and they weren't all pouty, and we made sure they weren't, and just kind of told them the facts. Hey, we get to hit in the bottom of the ninth. They got to get us out 3 times before we score. And, fortunate for us that TJ stepped up there and fought to a full count. Pitch before the 2-2 pitch was off-speed pitch for a ball. So here comes fastball, and he didn't miss it.
You're going to play a doubleheader tomorrow. Sunday's weather looks really bad. I mean, is it the rain? Is it the cold? All of the above?
Yeah, it's that the I guess the forecast. We thought about trying to play at 10 in the morning and on Sunday, but then, if we schedule it at 10 in the morning, we play 1 tomorrow. And what we're hearing from the local people and Tulsa weather is that it's slowly creeping forward. So, I guess that we have a good day. Why should we probably take a chance? And it's a long day for everybody, both teams, the fans, but we'll get 2 games in.
I feel like we ask you this every week, but what did you think of the way Gackle navigated, the base runners today?
Yeah, he did a super job. They did a nice job of just kind of flipping some balls through the hole with 2 strikes, breaking balls. I mean, give them credit. They had a couple balls hard too that were caught, but for the most part, he just pitched, and like I said, he seems to get a little bit better with runners on, and especially when scoring position.
I want to ask you about Gibbler, kind of a two-part question. One, last year he struck out almost 2 guys an inning. The strikeouts are down this year. Why is that? But then his ERA is also still really low. So how has he still had success?
Well, he's pitching in contact a little bit more, throwing more fastballs. Honestly, he's probably going to get his strikeouts before this season's over. He's going to, he can strike people out. What you have now is you got teams that are just sitting soft, and they're still having trouble squaring it up. So he's throwing more fastballs and he's throwing for strikes. So they're making some contact, but we're not worried about that. He pitches awfully well.
Zach Stewart's home run, that was the hardest hit home run you guys have had this year. What did you think about the game he gave you and where he is in relation to that groin injury?
Yeah. The game was awesome because his game was awesome. He drove in a run in the first, and, they played back. The score was 0-0, and he had 2 strikes on him, I think, when he hit that ground ball to second. I'm not sure exactly, but I know he had 1 for sure. And just to drive in that run, give us the lead, that was big. And then obviously he hits a ball out of the park that got out of there about as quick as a ball can get out of a baseball field, I think. And so he drove in 2 of the runs, and not sure about the groin. When he hit that ball, he started to try to beat it out. He wasn't going to beat it out. I kind of wanted him just to slow down, but I feel like when he came in, he was fine, no complaints. I think, he's still leery of it. I'd say he's probably 85%.
I think whenever we talked to you the other day, you mentioned you liked what you saw from Souza, I think, on Monday's game. Just what did you make of his performance today?
Yeah.
What's changed? What's maybe going right for him now?
Well, I think that he's being a little more aggressive, and, if they want to try to come in, he's going to hit it down the right field line for a double. Maybe he's going to homer. They pitched him away, lines out to short, almost got a base hit out of it, ended up being a fielder's choice, and the ball he hit down the left field line, his third or fourth at bat, whatever that was there at the end, the pitch was kind of on the inner half, and he got his hands inside the ball and hit it pretty well down the line. So I don't know, maybe he's just starting to see it better and starting to heat up, and it's the right time. We need him.
You went 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position. Now that does exclude, a couple of ground balls which scored some runs. But what more do you want to see out of your hitters with runners in scoring position?
Well, yeah, I just want to me that stuff will start flipping a little bit because that's what went on last week. I told the guys I just wanted to have productive outs. You get a runner at second, nobody out, get him over. We did that. Next guy got him in. The singles and the doubles are going to start coming with the runners on. And maybe it'll be tomorrow, but I love the way we approach the baseball tonight.